What I'm showing in this chart illustrates why parents and grandparents really need to consider education savings plans, which are federally qualified tuition plans. These are generally known as 529 plans, and this list from the College Savings Plan Network shows you that there are many 529 college savings plans for you to choose from. Qualified tuition plans also include prepaid tuition plans in 10 states that are qualified under federal law as education savings plans. This chart shows why, all things being equal, a federally qualified education savings account is by far the best place for a parent or grandparent to save money for college over the long term. This chart shows how investing the same amount of money, $5,000, for the same amount of time, 20 years, in two investments with the same average annual return, 6%, produce very different results. The area in red represents the amount accumulated over 20 years if you invest in a child's education fund in taxable bonds or bond funds, assuming an average income tax rate annually for 20 years of 25%. The area in blue makes the same assumptions of a 6% annualized return over 20 years, but it's invested in stocks. The end result is better because stock returns are taxed at the 15% rate for capital gains instead of the 25% rate on bond income. The best result when you're saving over a long period for a college education is the area in green, representing education savings account. The U.S. government wants to encourage investment in the next generation, so it allows investments in education savings plans to grow essentially tax-free. In early 2015, the Obama administration tried floating a trial balloon by proposing a reduction in the favorable tax treatment accorded education savings accounts. Well, it dropped like a lead balloon. It seems unlikely that the tax-free compounding on these accounts is going to be changed anytime soon. And grandparents qualify for an extra tax benefit when contributing to these plans for a grandchild. Grandparents can pay for a child's education expenses directly, and it does not count against your annual gift exclusion. To be clear, in 2015, the exclusion enables each grandparent to give each grandchild up to $14,000, with neither the child nor the grandparent owing any tax on that transfer of wealth. The gift tax exclusion is not reduced when you directly pay a grandchild's qualified education expenses. However, there are a couple of important caveats that parents and grandparents really need to keep in mind. Qualified education expenses are tuition and fees along with books. Money saved in a qualified education savings plan won't qualify for favorable tax treatment if you use the money to pay for a student's rent or food, and forget about using that money to fund spring break.